I'm a pretty avid drinker, so I was curious. And the first thing I heard was non-alcoholic, and my mind was like, oh, wait, no, that's not possible. And there's tequila and the rum and everything. It's amazing. And so after I saw that, and the first thing I heard her say was that you used to be a bartender, and then you just stop. That's amazing. I knew I had to speak. So yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of conversations here about these things. About yeah, all these bottles in here. This space looks like a bottle shop and a beer shop and a liquor store or a beer store, right? Right when you walked in, right?
Definitely. I thought it was a liquor store because we walked past another liquor store and I was like, I guess we got to the wrong place. And
It's just liquor everywhere. It's just liquor that people have never seen before, which is pretty awesome. And
yeah,
the reason they haven't seen them before is this has actually never really happened in people's minds. This is a completely new concept,
yes.
but it's also like a multi-billion-dollar industry in the making. So it's super exciting and feels good to be one of the first.
I think I asked the server like the first time, like, are you the only ones who do this, or is this like a
We're the only ones in San Francisco.
okay? This is definitely something unique. I love it. I love that.
The only non-alcoholic bar in California, but I think that just changed. I think there's something going on in Laguna Beach. I've seen in the pipelines.
Is that one of the brand or one of the people who makes a brand here, right?
No, no, it's not. This is another
It's
brand. They're doing online marketplace, and then I believe they put a non-alcoholic bar. If so, that would be the only other dedicated non-alcoholic bar, and that just happened in the last couple of weeks.
Okay. So I asked who? You said Josh. So why? What made you think past just not drinking, but starting a business based on drinking while not drinking?
I drank for a long time, and as a bartender, that was just a big part of my lifestyle and my identity, if you will. And I really geeked out on all that stuff and got deep into the cocktail world and tried to drink every bottle out there because I wanted to try everyone. I'm really into trying new things all the time, but that obviously is a futile pursuit because there will always be more bottles. The hangovers got a lot worse, and it started affecting my mental health, and it just got more weird. At 37, I was like, I'm taking a year off, and then that took me to San Francisco, and then it was here that I decided I was going to start reviewing non-alcoholic beverages, and that officially started in June of last year, so a little over a year from where we're at now. And I wanted to just like make 50 videos and see where it was going to lead. So just same thing. Take a year out drinking, see what happens. Go record and edit videos. I started as Josh the Non-Alcoholic. So if you search that,
I saw it outside. Yeah.
yeah, you'll see the YouTube channel that I created there, some followers that I got, and then the Instagram account, and then about 30 videos in, I walked in here, and the guy was like, he was just desperate to get out. This was in the end of September last year, and he was like, "You want to buy the place?" And I was like, "Sure. How much?" And he threw a number out there, and I was like, "All right, let's sit down and talk." And I didn't have the money for it, but I had 6 months of sobriety at that point,
Yeah.
and I was on fire. And I was like, "All right, let's see if I can pull this off." I searched oceanbeachcafe.com, and it was available, and I was like, "All right, let's go." And the first feature I thought of was, I'm going to build the largest non-alcoholic beverage selection that I can.
You are definitely on your way to that. You are definitely on your way. It's amazing because for me, I actually have a pretty similar thing. Like, I just got a mixing set. I just got like the little shaker and everything. I like to call myself a mixologist because I'm not a bartender. But when I walk in here, I see all the options and all the drink mixes that you have. It kind of opens my mind to the idea that there's more to the drink than just tasting good and getting good. And so that was probably the first thing that came to my mind when I walked in. Like really started wrapping my mind around.
It is a new concept for people. People come in looking for sandwiches and coffee, from the beach and all the time. So there's interesting things things that happen right after that. They come in and they see bottles, they think liquor and beer, and then we tell them it's not, and then they'll have a chuckle. They'll have like, oh really?
Yeah.
Because all they know is what's been in the past for non-alcoholic beers, for example, and
Yeah.
that is O'Doul's or St. Pauli. So there's a chuckle there, and like, who drinks that? You know, and like why? But the next thing that we say is, yeah, we have like the largest non-alcoholic beer selection in the world, and there's like a bunch of double IPAs and barrel-aged sours and stouts, and they're like, really? It's like, yeah, it's a huge thing. There's like tens of millions of people that are drinking less all of a sudden, and there's like 100 brands that came out in the last couple of years. So we like put them all in one house, and we've actually been super popular because of it. People drive from all over to check it out, and then
Yeah.
for the rest of their life, they know that there's something more than O'Doul's and St. Pauli, and their lives will and their perspective on non-alcoholic beverages will be different. So we get to do that 30 times a day, 6 days a week, and and that's one of just the things that we're doing to I guess help the world be a healthier place.
Yeah. Oh, that kind of touches on my next question because I know you said you wanted to build a large collection of non-alcoholic beverages, but like, I guess even with that in mind, what else like would you pursue with this? Like, would you want to get a store, or you're like this is enough? Like once I build this up, then
It's a great question. Definitely seeing how fast I can open a badass non-alcoholic bar in downtown San Francisco, and that would be a spot that would go viral really fast. It's a super hot topic, and there's over half of people don't really care for alcohol, believe it or not, but that is a fact. And that this hasn't happened sooner is interesting. But you put that non-alcoholic bar, and it goes viral, and then it brings even more awareness even faster. While there's another 25 to 30 of non-alcoholic focused brick and mortars opening around the country. So there's a big plan for that. The other big plan is I'm going to be traveling to 4 different cities next month, and I'm bringing a cameraman with me to document it. So we're going to be doing NA Nation. It's actually the first announcement for it. NA Nation with Josh the Non-Alcoholic. We're essentially going to be doing the documentary / docu-series / setting things up to do episodes for later. I'm going to hit probably 12 to 15 non-alcoholic beverage producers and brick and mortars in Denver, Houston, Austin, New York City, New Jersey.
So this is across the U.S. already. This isn't just like a California thing to be more natural. This is like already established.
It's massive, massive. The beer went down 3% last year. Non-alcoholic beer went up 38% in the same time. There's a lot of people drinking less right now.
That blows my mind. Not just as a drinker, but just as a consumer. That's something I never think about. I mean, when I think alcohol, I think, oh, let's all get a party. And then someone else thinks, no, I want a flavor, I want an experience, I want to try something. It's also the flavors. Like I have something today, the pomegranate. I noticed that like it wasn't anything I've had. It was very unique, and I enjoyed that. And do you think that you could put this in a bottle and sell it? Is this like what's it called? Like you have to mix it.
So there's different categories over here. We have ready-to-drink cocktails, which are ready to go. There's several brands in that cooler over there, and there's also non-alcoholic tequilas, non-alcoholic whiskey, something that people would buy, bring into their home, and then we also show people what to do with those when they bring them home. So that's kind of an important part of it. But they can be used in replacement for what would typically be used, obviously, for whiskey, a tequila, or a
So
gin.
like a rum cake, instead of putting actual rum, you can put this in there.
You could actually do that, especially with that rum that we have here. The Ritual rum is unbelievable for things like desserts because it's so aromatic, super flavorful.
Alright. Oh, this is a quick question popped in my head. I almost forgot to ask. do you need a liquor license to operate a non-alcoholic beverage store?
You do not.
Okay, that makes sense.
There's also other taxes that are not involved, and there's border restrictions that are lifted because of it as well. So
Wow, so it's basically the alcohol market or just the beverage market, but a different niche.
it is a different niche, but it's also interesting how many millions of people are signing up for it. You should look at the numbers. It's insane. Big Alcohol is looking at them like, oh my God, like what are we gonna do? And they're actively pivoting for it. Like you're seeing Tanqueray come out with a 00 gin. Again, it's over half of people that don't care for alcohol. So they're like, how are we gonna get them too? We're gonna make a 00 gin. And you're gonna see a whole bunch more of like big alcohol companies pivoting in that direction, buying out smaller brands. And yeah, it's such a neat part of the whole stage to see and to be a part of and then help lead.
Besides just the drinking that for some reason I keep going back to, what would you say the health benefits are? Obviously, not just compared to alcohol, but anything else.
That's a great question. This is an extension of the wellness industry. So it's people that are counting calories, and it's people that are going to yoga. It's people that are eating vegan sometimes or more often. This is people that are caring about what they put in their bodies. That's actually this target market. The millennials are driving it, but the generation, your generation, is automatic into this industry, and so it's definitely an extension of the wellness industry. People counting calories, it's going hand in hand. It's just that there was a choice that was created. 100 brands coming out in the last 2 years. This choice is like you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna try that and experience that. And then we take it a step further when actually making drinks, putting them in nice glassware, making them beautiful, making complex things. You know, we call them adult non-alcoholic beverages. So these are drinks that are really interesting, and because of all these new products that have come out, like only now is this possible to do.
I will say another thing that popped into my head that I really enjoy. Like, this is probably one of the only industries where you can just take one part of it out of the product and still sell it. Because nicotineless cigarettes would not be a thing, but alcohol is alcohol. It almost makes sense. It's still a liquid. It's still something to mix. Let me ask this, because you already said 7 months you guys been open, right? So when would you say you just not just when you opened this place, but when you knew that like this is where your legacy, like what was going on, like when was that?
Yeah, so when I'd opened this place, I was actually actively working on getting the beer and wine license and having alcohol in here next to the non-alcoholic products, and because I wanted to get all the people here to have all the conversations. And then in our first week, we had a huge article come out saying Beachside Cafe is making non-drinking cool, and it was in January. January is the big month. That's the dry January. So a lot of people were signing up for that. That article popped. People came down in droves, and we like sold out in our first like 5 days. And I was like, yes, because I didn't actually know how long it was going to take. Intuitively, I just thought it was going to take like 6 months, 9 months. You know, we're going to chip away one at a time.
The first 5 days, that's amazing.
In the first 5 days, it just showed up in droves. Like attractive couples in their 30s were coming in, like, "Oh my God, you got the IPAs?" I was like, "Yeah, man, it's right over there." They're like, "This is so amazing. Like, thank you for doing this." And it's just, it was like, I was like, "Oh, okay. I am not getting the beer and wine license. First of all, non-alcoholic bar. Let's go, and we're gonna take this to the moon."
That's awesome. Real quick, would you say whatever makes this business or whatever helped you in those 5 days or even to now, is it more the adult palate, or do you think that people were specifically looking for something different? Like you just gave them something at least they could not feel otherwise.
Yeah, when I was bringing up the adult palate, I'm not saying that it's not for kids. It's just kids have a little bit of a different palate.
Yeah.
They might want things that are a little sweeter. They might want things a little more fun and fruity and basic. Adult palate meaning like there's some like dry, herbal, bitter, interesting, contemplative beverages, things products that we can work with now. It isn't just. In fact, that's what we got away from was like we're getting rid of the word mocktails. We can leave that word for the past. When a bartender might make a drink on the fly that has sweet and sour and Sprite that are sweet. It's like basic and like
Yeah, instead of bitters and sugars, they're going for like a little pre-made sourness.
Yeah, it's like strawberry purees or whatever they have to work with, and they're oh man, I swear they're like always so sweet. So people just order seltzers and Diet Cokes, and people that aren't drinking. So adult non-alcoholic cocktails. We're talking about drinks that are just like what she's drinking right now. This is the Gia. I think she got a sour that Natasha made, and it's a super crazy herbal bitter gimlet. Like stuff like that was never available before, and it's and I'm sure it's a bit intense too. And it's just like this kick in the jaw, and I just love that. It's so good.
I don't want to. Let's see. I don't want to take this too far off, but what was it about San Francisco that brought you here?
That's a great question. There's a Native American based rehab that's here, and two of my brothers had went to it. The brother right above me and my little brother, and so I knew about it, and it was about 1 month into not drinking, which would have brought me into January of 2020. So that's like a month or two before COVID. And my brother was like, "You should think about going." I was like, "Well, it's not hard for me to not drink, like me personally, but I'll think about it." Thought about it for a week, and I was like, "Why not? I don't want to be in Asheville, North Carolina, where I was, and I'm all about new experiences." And going there, I just figured I would be able to like focus on myself, do something completely different that I'd never done before. I would probably start like meditating and reading and writing and drawing and figure out what I want to do as another career. I've chosen bartending as a career, doing that for 15 years. Let's go. And so I called them up, and then it took a couple weeks, but I got accepted, and they like, "Come on down." I was like, "All right, let's go." One of the most amazing things I've ever done for so many reasons, and absolutely changed the course of my life. I got the idea there to start reviewing non-alcoholic beverages. I read book after book about the science of addiction, and it absolutely blew my mind, and started to put the plan together to change my entire life. It was unbelievable.
That's amazing. All right. I like I said, when I first walked in, I knew that I had to talk to you. I'm glad you gave me the chance to speak with you. I saw there was stuff going on, so I was hanging out, and all of this has just been like eye-opening, really.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, you were like, we gotta get. I want to who, what, why, when, how is what you said, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is Josh, the non-alcoholic. My name is Joshua James. This is Ocean Beach Cafe. You're at 734 La Playa. We got open mic nights on Tuesdays. We do beach cleanups like 3 times a month. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff going on here, like a non-alcoholic bar and the only one in California, and the largest non-alcoholic beverage selection in the United States. Gotta come by.